Hello viewers, welcome to AKS. These days, if we observe the newspapers, the news about the Citizenship Amendment Bill and NRC, that is National Registration of Citizens in Assam, and the protests happening over there are often seen. So what is this Citizenship Amendment Bill? What exactly it is? What it wants to amend? And what are the key highlights of this Citizenship Amendment Bill? Why people are protesting against this bill? And what are the problems arising out of this bill? And what is the present status of the bill? These are the things which we have to focus for the preparation of UPSC, APPSC, TSPSC and all other competitive examinations. And when we come to NRC, it is National Registration of Citizens. What is it? Why it is implemented in Assam? And what problems people are facing about that? Are there any problems by implementing this? By registering the citizens by this National Registration of Citizens? And what are the things they consider to register in NRC? And why it is giving problem? How Citizenship Amendment Bill and NRC both are concerned? What are the fears of the people? These are the things which we have to learn. So prior to learning this, we should have a basic idea about Indian citizenship. So who is a citizen? What is a citizenship? And in our Indian constitution, are there any provisions related to citizenship? In which part it is mentioned? And which articles deal about citizenship? And does the constitution give any provisions? That means for the acquisition and for the termination of the citizenship, does the constitution give such provisions, or else it mentioned anything about that in the constitution? So all these things are the basic things which we have to learn. So actually we want to learn about Citizenship Amendment Bill, but I am saying that the basic things about citizenship, Indian citizenship also we should learn. Why? Why it is required? So friends, if we see the UPSC, APPSC and TSPSC, Telangana State Public Service Commission, for these three we have a common type of examination. Like we have prelims, we have mains and we have interview. So prelims is an objective type of test, and the mains we have to write subjective, and in the interview we have to give the oral answers with immediate effect. So for the preparation for all these things, we should have an integrated approach. What is an integrated approach? For example, here we are here to learn about Citizenship Amendment Bill. But I am saying that you should even have a basic idea about Indian citizenship, because Citizenship Amendment Bill wants to amend the Citizenship Act 1955, which was made by the Parliament according to the Constitution. Constitution gave powers to Parliament to make such act. And this Citizenship Amendment Bill wants to amend that act. So we should have an idea about Indian citizenship, what is there in Indian citizenship, and about Citizenship Act of 1955. What sort of things are mentioned in Citizenship Act of 1955? And now in Citizenship Amendment Bill, what it want to amend, and because of that amendments, people are protesting. Why people are protesting? What is creating problem? What is exactly the key points? What are the key points in the Citizenship Amendment Bill? All these things we have to learn in an integrated approach. So integrated approach. This integrated approach gives us a sound knowledge about a subject. With this approach, we can interlink the subjects. We can interlink the subjects. We will have sound knowledge about a subject. And apart from this, we can face any sort of question with this approach. That means it may be objective, it may be subjective, or else it may be oral test. We can link the subjects, we can link the polity with current affairs, we can use the content of one subject in another subject. And if we see these days, the examining pattern, the questions are not direct. Even the preliminary questions, they are asking in a conceptual manner. They are giving statements and they are asking us which statement is correct. Even in the options, they are not giving directly. That means they are asking A and B are correct, or B and C are correct, or A, B, C are correct. In that way the options are. That means the examiner wants to, see that how the aspirant is preparing, the depth level of knowledge in an aspirant. So that he want to see. And if we come to the mains, these days, earlier we used to write an answer for a question. The question will be direct and we will write an answer. But these days, they are giving question and also word limit. That means examiner wants to know that whether the aspirant know the entire thing and whether he is capable to concise the content and present in the answer sheet. That means we have to develop the content as well as presentation skills. So this kind of approach will help us in developing that, because for this kind of approach we will learn the entire concept of a particular topic or a particular subject. So this is how we have to learn. So when we come to the citizenship, in Indian citizenship, where exactly it is mentioned in the constitution, we can say that in part 2 of the constitution, we have some provisions related to the citizenship. Friends, you all know that constitution came into force on January 26, 1950. But some provisions like citizenship came into force on November 26, 1949 itself. So among them, now we are dealing about citizenship. First of all, please tell me, who is a citizen? Does the constitution provide any definition related to the citizen? Then it is a big no. No, constitution has not given any definition related to citizen. It has not defined who is a citizen. Now I am asking, who is a citizen? Let me tell you in layman language, an inhabitant of a particular town, city or place can be called a citizen. Then what is citizenship? It is a status of being a citizen of a particular country. That means citizenship is not about individual, it is about state. It is a relationship between the state and the people. In the world, we have 195 countries. Each and every country will provide citizenship to its people. But basically, we can see two types of citizenships basically. That is a single citizenship and dual citizenship. For single citizenship, we can take the examples of India and China. So India and China have single citizenship and it will not let its citizens to be a citizen of any other country. That means it will not allow its citizens to have a dual citizenship. When we come to the dual citizenship, we can define it in two ways. In the context of this, let us take the example of USA. United States of America. USA in USA there are 50 states. Here, two types of citizenships are there in USA. It can be explained. If each person, in USA, every person will have state citizenship as well as national citizenship. That means, if a person belongs to any of these states, to a particular state, he will have that state citizenship. And as a whole, he will be a citizen of United States of America also. That means, in United States, we have state citizenship as well as national citizenship. And apart from this, dual citizenship also can be defined in another way also. It is the citizenship status in which an individual is a citizen of more than one country. That means, for example, a citizen of USA can be a citizen of India, can be a citizen of any other country. That means USA will allow its citizens to have citizenship of any other country along with it. But in the case of India, it is not like that. India will never allow us to have a citizenship of any other country. If we want to become a citizen of US, we have to leave our citizenship. We will be terminated from our citizenship. We will not be called a citizen of India anymore if we voluntarily take the citizenship of US. So, citizenships basically, normally we can say that two types of citizenship we used to see more, single and dual. So, in India and China we have single citizenship. So, then let me ask you one question. What are the benefits of being a citizen? Why one want to become a citizen of any, now in immigrants of Bangladesh are coming and they want to become a citizen of India. Why? Why? What are the benefits of being a citizen? If we are citizens, we will have some rights, some privileges, of course some duties we have to perform. But we are privileged to have rights and privileges. So what are the rights and privileges do we have? Do the citizens of India have? Let me explain. People of India, not only people of India, people of any country can be divided into citizens and aliens. Citizens and aliens. Again, these aliens are again divided into friendly aliens and enemy aliens. Friendly aliens. Who are these friendly aliens? The people who belong to other country but they have cordial relations with India. They will be our friendly aliens. Then what about enemy aliens? The subjects of that country who are at war with India, they are enemy aliens. So, we have so many rights, fundamental rights and some other rights also. These fundamental rights are for citizens as well as for friendly. They are extended. Some rights are extended to friendly aliens also. But for enemy aliens, there are no rights extended. And what are the rights which are given, which are meant for only citizens in India? Let me tell you. For only citizens. From the fundamental rights, we have 5 rights. They are Article 15, Article 16, Article 19 and Article 29 to 30. So these are the rights which only citizens will enjoy. What is Article 15? It is the right against discrimination on the grounds of religion, caste, sex, race or place of birth. This is mentioned only for the citizens of India. And when we come to Article 16, it is the right of equality of the opportunity in the matters of public employment. So only citizens of India will get a job. That means government job, not private job. Only citizens of India will be given equal opportunity to get a public employment job and through public employment. And then Article 19, it speaks about 6 rights: freedom of speech and expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of association, freedom of movement, residence and profession. So these are the rights which are enjoyed by the citizens of India, not by any other aliens. Maybe friendly aliens or enemy aliens, nobody can enjoy these rights. When we come to the Article 29 and 30, they are the cultural and educational rights. These rights are also enjoyed by the citizens of India. They are also not extended to friendly aliens or enemy aliens. Apart from these rights, right to vote in member of parliament, right to vote in elections of members of parliament and members of legislative assemblies of state, this right is also extended only to the citizens of India. And then eligibility to hold certain important posts, public posts like President of India, Vice President of India, Judges of Supreme Court, such sort of important posts, the eligibility for holding those posts is only given to the citizens of India. So in this way, some rights are extended only to citizens of India, but right to live, it is there for everyone, for friendly aliens, for anybody, because right to live is a right which we have to give to everybody. And then when we come to the Constitution, Indian Constitution, where does this citizenship mentioned in the Indian Constitution? In which part? That is part 2. Part 2 of the Indian Constitution consists of, gives some provisions related to citizenship. That too from Article 5 to 11. 7 articles speaks about the citizenship in the constitutional document. So, what this 5 to 11 articles speak about, or else what provisions are mentioned under these 5 to 11 articles in the Indian Constitution? It defines the persons who became the citizens of India at its commencement. It defines the persons who became citizens of India at its commencement. Commencement means at the commencement of the Constitution, that is by January 26, 1950. That means by January 26, 1950, which people became the citizens of India? Who are the citizens of India? It was mentioned about that. And then it does not contain any permanent or any elaborate provisions in this regard. The Constitution does not contain any permanent provisions or any elaborate provisions about the citizenship. And apart from these two, the very important thing is Constitution under Part 2 from Articles 5 to 11, it empowers the Parliament to enact a law to provide for such matters and any other matter related to citizenship. That means Parliament can make laws related to citizenship, about the acquisition, about the termination and about anything else. It is the Parliament which can make any law related to the citizenship. And I said it mentions, Constitution mentions which people became citizens of India at the commencement of the Constitution. It says people who domiciled in India. People who domiciled in India. What is domicile? That means people who are permanent residents, they are termed as citizens at the time of commencement of Constitution, who are permanently residing in India and who are by birth, who are born in India are termed as citizens of India. And then persons who migrated from Pakistan at that time, and persons who migrated from India to Pakistan and again returned back for the resettlement. Apart from these, and persons of Indian origin residing in other countries, that means outside India at that time. But for all these four provisions, there are certain conditions which they have to fulfill, which people have to fulfill to attain the citizenship of India. For example, people domiciled in India. For that, it is very much required that a person will be termed as Indian citizen only when he was born in India, or if either of his parents are born in India, or if he has been ordinarily resident in India for 5 years immediately before the commencement of the Constitution. 3 conditions. First of all, he should be resident of India at that time, number 1. And for that, any of these 3 conditions, I said 3 conditions, in those 3 conditions, any one condition if the person fulfills, he will be termed as a citizen of India. What are those 3 conditions? Number 1, he should be born in India, or either of his parents are born in India, or he should be a resident in India for 5 years immediately before the commencement of the Constitution, that is on January 26, 1950. By that time, immediately by January 26, 1950, he should be the resident of India for 5 years. So these are the conditions which a person has to fulfill to become a citizen of India. At that time, whomsoever fulfilled these conditions were made citizens of India. And when we come to migration, here 2 types of migration we are learning. First one is migrated to India from Pakistan. From Pakistan to India. And the other one is from India to Pakistan and back. So, people migrated from Pakistan to India. For that, we have a reference date, that is 19th July 1948. So, before 19th July 1948, if a person migrated to India and he has been ordinarily resident of India since the date of his migration, he will be called a citizen of India. That means, before 19th July 1948, that means the person should migrate from Pakistan to India before 19th July 1948. And from that date of migration, he should be residing in India. Then he will be called a citizen of India. And when we come to on or after 19th July 1948, if a person migrated from Pakistan to India on or after 19th July 1948, then he has to register for becoming a citizen of India. Registration, what is this registration? What are the conditions for getting registered? There is only one condition. He has to be resident of India for 6 months preceding the date of his application for the registration. In the first case, I said, if a person migrated from Pakistan to India before 19th July 1948, he will be called a citizen if he is a resident in India, ordinarily resident in India since the date of his migration. And in the second case, if a person migrated from Pakistan to India on or after 19th July 1948, he should be registered to become a citizen of India. So for registration, the main condition for getting registered as a citizen of India is that he should be a permanent resident of India for 6 months before the date of his application for registration. So these are the things. That means Article 6 says that if a person is migrated from Pakistan with those conditions, he can be called as a citizen of India. When we come to Article 7, migrated from India to Pakistan and returned back to India for resettlement. If a person migrated from India to Pakistan after March 1st, 1947, here the date is March 1st, 1947. If a person migrates from India to Pakistan after March 1st, 1947 and returned back before January 26th, 1950, then he would be, for resettlement, then he will be called a citizen of India. But for this, to become a citizen, he has to register again. Again the same, he should be a resident for 6 months before the date of his application for registration. So, this is the first case and this is the second case. Article 7 deals with this second case, that is, a person migrated from India to Pakistan before, after March 1st, 1947 and returned back for resettlement to India before January 26, 1950, then he can be called a citizen of India if he gets registered. For getting registration, he should be living or resident in India for 6 months before the date of his application for registration. So this is the Article 7 deals about this. And what does Article 8 says? Article 8 deals with the overseas Indians, that means the people who are born in India but are residing outside India. For them, the condition is a person who or any of whose parents or grandparents was born in undivided India and who is ordinarily residing in India shall become an Indian citizen if he has been registered. So, that means he is born in undivided India, then he can become a citizen by registering himself as a citizen of India. That means this provision covers overseas Indians who may want to acquire Indian citizenship. If they want to acquire Indian citizenship, then he or his parents, any of his parents or grandparents must be born in undivided in India, and apart from that he has to get registered as a citizen of India. So, we have seen Article 5, Article 6, 7, 8 and some other constitutional provisions are also mentioned in the Constitution. That is Article 10, Article 9. If a person acquires voluntarily the citizenship of any other country, he cannot be a citizen of India. From Article 5 to 8, we said who are citizens of India. From Article 9, 10, we are saying who cannot be a citizen. Any person who acquires voluntarily with his will the citizenship of any other country other than India, then he cannot be called a citizen of India. And Article 10 says, citizen of India shall continue to be such citizen subject to the provisions of any law made by the Parliament. And Article 11 says, Parliament shall have the power to make any provision related to citizenship. This is very, very, very important article. And with this article, our Citizenship Amendment Bill is related. Article 11 says, who has the power or authority to make laws about citizenship? It is none other than Parliament. So, Parliament has the power to make any laws relating to the provisions of the citizenship. That means, for the acquisition, for the termination and any other matter related to citizenship, those provisions can be made by the Parliament under Article 11 of Part 2 of the Indian Constitution. So, with this power, Parliament has made one such act, that is Citizenship Act 1955. In 1955, Parliament has made some provisions by making this through this Act, Citizenship Act of 1955, and it has been amended 8 times till 2015. That is, in 1957, 1960, 1985, 1986, 1992, 2003, 2005 and 2015. It was amended 8 times. So, this Citizenship Amendment Bill which we are speaking, if it becomes an act, then it will be amended. I mean, the Citizenship Act will be amended 9th time. But still it has not been done. So, as of now, up to 2015, only 8 times this Citizenship Act has been amended. So, this Citizenship Act 1955 prescribes 5 ways to acquire citizenship. What are those 5 ways? By birth, by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization. So these 4 are the procedures in which people of India can be called a citizen of India. And last one is by incorporation of territory. By incorporation of territory, suddenly we get any territory because of war or something. At that time, how those people who belong to that territory can be called the citizens of India? What procedure they should follow? So, these 5 ways were given by the Citizenship Act, which was made by the Parliament, for acquisition of the citizenship. And then this Citizenship Act 1955 also mentions about 3 ways for the termination of citizenship. What are those 3 ways for the termination of citizenship? By renunciation. So what is renunciation? What is renunciation? It is a declaration given by a citizen. That means, for example, if I don't want to become a citizen of India, then I can declare that I can give a declaration that I don't want to become any citizen, I don't want to be a citizen of India, I want to go away, I want to become a citizen of any other country. So I will declare myself that I don't want to be a citizen of India. That is called renunciation. And the second way is by termination. What is termination? What is termination? If a person voluntarily acquires a citizenship of any other country, but he will not declare so, but he acquired it voluntarily, then his citizenship of India will automatically get terminated. Because he voluntarily took a citizenship of some other country, then automatically his citizenship of India will get terminated. And the third one is by deprivation. And the third one is by deprivation. What is deprivation? Compulsory termination of Indian citizenship by the government, central government, actually. So, compulsory termination, when it will be, when the central government will terminate somebody's citizenship compulsorily, when it comes to know that he attained his citizenship by fraudulent methods or by disloyalty or by showing wrong documents. If one person acquires a citizenship by showing wrong documents in a fraudulent methods, then automatically compulsory termination will take place. So these are the 3 ways which were mentioned in the Citizenship Act of 1955, which was made by the Parliament. So now let us come back to our Citizenship Amendment Bill. So now, what exactly this Citizenship Amendment Bill wants to amend? Citizenship Act. 1955, which was already amended 8 times. Our Citizenship Amendment Bill wants to amend this. It wants to amend this. And then what are the key highlights of the bill? What exactly it wants to amend? The bill amends the Citizenship Act and proposes to accord Indian citizenship to minority groups of Bangladesh, that is Hindus, Jains, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists and Parsis from Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. In all the 3 countries, majority of the population are Muslims and the minority of the population are these groups: Hindus, Jains, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists and Parsis. So non-Muslim groups or minorities over there in those 3 countries: Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. This Citizenship Amendment Bill wants to give citizenship, wants to extend its citizenship to these minority groups, religious groups of those 3 countries. What are those 3 countries? Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And the other thing, I have said that Citizenship Act 1955 gave 5 ways for acquisition of citizenship. Among them, by naturalization is one among them. And this is very much concerned to our Citizenship Amendment Bill. What is by naturalization means a person, if he is residing in India, for becoming a citizen on the basis of naturalization, a person should reside in India for 14 years. And in that, the previous 11 years he should be in India. So, he should reside among the 14 years from which he applied his date of application for the registration. From that time onwards, if we go back for 14 years, he has to stay in India. That too, in that 14 years, immediate 11 years he has to stay, then only he can apply for the registration. Continuously a person has to stay 11 years in India and then he can apply for the registration, so that he will be called a citizen by naturalization. This bill, this Citizenship Amendment Bill proposes to relax this 11-year requirement to just 6 years. This proposed bill relaxes this 11-year requirement to just 6 years. And apart from that, the bill also says that registration of overseas citizen of India card holder may be cancelled if they violate any sort of law. Registration of overseas citizen of India, OCI, card holder may be cancelled. When it can be cancelled? If he violates any law. And the bill does not say what kind of law. It does not describe the law. It does not give any details about what kind of laws, if they violate, their card holder, their registration will be cancelled. It may be major crime, major violation, or else a minor violation of such as like parking in no parking area. It is also a violation of law. That means for very small things also, their registration, their card holder, he can lose, he can get his registration get cancelled by this bill. So these are the things which, these are the highlights of the bill, of the constitution, of the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Then friends, why is this bill being opposed? We are seeing in the news, there are, in every newspaper, almost every day we are watching about the protests which are going on in Assam. People are protesting against this Citizenship Amendment Bill. Why the bill is being opposed? First of all, this bill is violating the Assam Accord 1985, the provisions of Assam Accord 1985. That means it is trying to give citizenship to the illegal Hindu migrants from Bangladesh who came to Assam after 24th March 1971. This bill is trying to give citizenship to the people illegal Hindu migrants who came from Bangladesh to Assam after 24th March 1971. And then further this bill makes illegal immigrants or migrants eligible for citizenship on the basis of religion from Afghanistan, Bangladesh as well as Pakistan. And then this bill is also violating the right to equality under Article 14. That means in Pakistan there are some Muslim sects like Shias who are persecuted, who face persecution in Pakistan. They are not giving the opportunity for those Muslim sects like Shias to enter into India, but they are giving the chance to Hindu people in Pakistan to come to India and to get the citizenship. So that means here the right to equality under Article 14 is getting violated. Apart from that, it allows cancellation of overseas citizen of India for violation of any sort of law. That can be a minor law or a major law. So for simple things, for simple violations of laws like keeping parking in a no parking zone may also be considered for the cancellation of the registration of these overseas citizens of India. So friends, I have said illegal migrant. Assam Accord 1985. So what is the importance of this date and who are illegal migrants and what is this Assam Accord 1985? So when a person according to the Indian Citizenship Act 1955, an illegal immigrant is defined as a person who enters India without a valid passport or stays in the country after the expiry of the visa permit and uses some false documents for getting the citizenship. An illegal immigrant, according to Citizenship Act 1955, an illegal immigrant is defined as a person who enters India without a valid passport or stays in the country after the expiry of the visa permit, or else if the immigrant uses any false documents to get the citizenship, then he will be called an illegal immigrant. So what are the reasons for illegal immigrants in India, that too especially in Assam? We have so many political factors. First of all, in 1905, partition of Bengal happened. That means they have divided the Bengal into East Bengal and West Bengal. At that time, first of all, immigration started, illegal immigration started. After that, the riots of 1964 and then Pakistan War of 1965 and 1971 war. 1964 riots, 1965 Pakistan War and 1971 war. What is this 1971 war? I said the date 24th March 1971. So what is this why this 1971 is very significant? This is the year in which a war arose between Pakistan and India because of Bangladesh, the present Bangladesh. At that time, it was called as East Bengal. So, let me show you. Let me show you in the map. So, look at this map. It is the undivided India. At the time of independence, the princely states in India, along with the British occupied areas, the princely states were also there, like Hyderabad, Kashmir. These are the princely states, and all were given their choice to join either India or Pakistan. This was the West Pakistan, and this area which I have drawn here, this area, it gave its consent to join in Pakistan. It don't want to join in India. It preferred to join in Pakistan. So this was because since the Muslim population is more in this area, it preferred to join in Pakistan. So it became East Pakistan. East Pakistan. So Pakistan, really West Pakistan is here, and it is administering from here this East Pakistan. It is not it is not ruling properly. This East Pakistan is facing lot of problems, economic as well as economic problems it is facing. Society as well as its all other conditions, financial conditions, educational wise, any other developmental areas were not proper in this East Pakistan. And thus, they actually wanted to administer themselves. They wanted to get liberated from the Pakistan's clutches. And then they started agitating against the Pakistan. And even they started to contend the elections so that they can win and they can administer themselves. So that was the case. But since they are agitating against the Pakistan, Pakistan also started torturing. Pakistan also declared war against this. It started torturing the East Pakistan. Then they approached India, and at that time the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi took a decision to help the East Pakistan to get liberated from the clutches of West Pakistan. So in 1971, we fought with Pakistan for helping the East Pakistan, that is called Bangladesh. In 1971, Bangladesh got liberated from Pakistan. For that, we fought. Our army, navy and air force, they fought unitedly for the first time in this war. So this is the significance of 1971. Because of this war, people were very much afraid. Riots were going on. Pakistan is torturing. And because of that reason, a huge influx of migrants to West Bengal, people migrated from Bangladesh to West Bengal and Assam, especially Assam. They came there and they wanted to take shelter in India so that they can stay safely, they can live safely in India without all these problems. Because of the war, the economic condition of Bangladesh is also not good. So for that reason, people started migrating from Bangladesh illegally. Suddenly, when the population of Assam was seen, it was increased suddenly. Then Assam government came to know that there were a lot of migrants from illegal migrants from Bangladesh. So then Assam people, Assam leaders, student leaders and representatives of government, they started agitating. Agitations were happening. They wanted to stop these migrants because in Assam there are various indigenous tribes. They have their own linguistic, their own language, their own culture. They have their own culture and they want to safeguard their culture. And thus they fought. They started agitating against these illegal migrants. So then in 1985 there was a memorandum of settlement signed between representatives of the government of India and the leaders of Assam movement in New Delhi on August 15th. August 15th, 1985, Government of India signed a memorandum of settlement with the leaders of Assam movement in New Delhi. This is called Assam Accord. So what are the key points mentioned in this Assam Accord? This Assam Accord paved a way for the leaders of agitation to form a political party and form a government in the state of Assam. After that, as per the accord, those Bangladeshis who came between 1966 and 1971, before 1966, if they came, they were called as citizens of India. But from 1966 to 1971, those Bangladeshis who came in this period will be barred from voting for 10 years. They will be barred from voting for 10 years. That means they cannot vote in the elections for 10 years. After that, after the 10 years, again, these people will be allowed to vote. They will be in the electoral rolls and they will be allowed to vote. After that, they will register themselves as citizens of India. That means before 1966, the people who came from Bangladesh to India, they will be treated as citizens. And the people who came between 1966 to 1971, for them, as per the Assam Accord, they will not be allowed to vote for 10 years. There will not be any voting rights for them. After 10 years, they will be placed in the electoral rolls and by registration they can become citizens of India and their voting rights will be restored. And what about the people who came illegally to India after 1971? For them, as per the Assam Accord, the Indian government should deport them back to the Bangladesh. So, the people who came after 1971, that is after 24th March 1971, the people who came from Bangladesh as an illegal immigrants from after 24th March 1971, they will be deported back to their country. They will not be called as a citizen of India. So, here we have 3 dates. (1966), 1966 to 1971 and after 24th March 1971. The people who migrated from Bangladesh to India before 1966 will be treated as citizens, and the people, the Bangladeshis who migrated to India between 1966 to 1971, they will not be given voting rights for 10 years. After that, by way of registration, they will become citizens and their voting rights will be given back. And the people who came after 24th March 1971 from Bangladesh to India as illegal immigrants, they will be deported back to their country according to the Assam Accord 1985. So this is the agreement between the government of India as well as the leaders of Assam movement that was done in New Delhi, that was signed in New Delhi. Then still some other one important clause is there in this Assam Accord, that is clause 6. What does the clause 6 of the Assam Accord state? The clause 6 says that clause 6 of Assam Accord envisaged that appropriate constitutional, legislative, administrative safeguards shall be provided to protect, preserve and promote the cultural, social, linguistic identity and heritage of the Assamese people. Clause 6 the clause 6 envisaged that appropriate constitutional, legislative and administrative safeguards. To safeguard what? To safeguard the cultural, social, linguistic identity and the heritage of the Assamese people. Because in Assam there are various tribes. They have different society, different languages, different cultures, different heritage, and everything should be protected. So it will be protected under clause 6 of this Assam Accord 1985. So now because of this Citizenship Amendment Bill, this clause is going to get affected. Why? Because people in Assam are tribal people. As I said, they have their own culture, and the people from Bangladesh, Hindus, Jains, whomsoever it may be, they have different culture. When they influx into Assam, the original culture of these tribes, the original society, the original language of these tribes may get affected. So that means this Citizenship Amendment Bill is going to affect clause 6 of the Assam Accord 1985. That's why the people of Assam are protesting. So then what about NRC? NRC, as I said, National Register of Citizens. National Register of Citizens. Do all the states of India have this National Register of Citizens? A big no. We can have, any state can have, but today only Assam has this National Register of Citizens. This can be extended to other states also, but as of now only Assam has this. So what is this National Register of Citizens? As it is mentioned in its name, it is a register. That means it is a register containing names of all genuine Indian citizens. Who are genuine Indian citizens? Who are legal, other than illegal migrants. They are the genuine Indian citizens, but who are citizens by birth or by naturalization, by registration, by descent, who are termed as citizens of India. They are the genuine citizens of India. So at first this National Register of Citizens was first prepared in 1951 in Assam. But these days the population of Assam is going on increasing. The main reason for that is the illegal migrants from Bangladesh. So Government of India took a decision to again recheck the process, to again updating process of National Register of Citizens in the year 2013. So Supreme Court of India also intervened in this, and it said again the National Register of Citizens, they should register all the citizens once again. So this process was started, and on December 31st, 2017, on December 31st, 2017, a draft of NRC list was released, and subsequently on July 30, 2018, the complete draft of NRC was released. So first of all, this NRC was conducted, they registered in 1951 for the first time in Assam. This NRC is nothing but to register, it is a register containing the names of genuine Indian citizens. It was done in 1951 first. After that, in 2013, Supreme Court has asked the Government of India again to update the process and again to register the citizens of India in Assam. So the process started in 2013, and in December 31st, 2017, first draft, a partly draft was released. After that, on July 30, 2018, the complete draft of the NRC list was released. So, in 1951, the ever first registration has been done, and for that, the main reason behind this was to identify the Indian citizens in Assam amid unabated migration from East Bangladesh. And the other thing, this list comprised of those who lived in India on January 26, 1950, or were born in India, or had parents who were born in India, or had been living in India for at least 5 years before January 26, 1950 cutoff. They were considered as citizens at that time in 1951 by the National Register of Citizens. The first thing, they should be living in India on January 26, 1950, or else they should be born in India, or they had parents who were born in India, or had been living in India for at least 5 years before January 26, 1950 cutoff. So these were the conditions at that time to register people as citizens of Assam through National Register of Citizens. And who are eligible to get registered in the NRC? People whose names appear in the NRC in 1951, and people whose names appear in any of the electoral rolls up to March 24, 1971, descendants of the above two persons, and then people who came from another region on or after January 1st, 1966, but before March 25, 1971, and registered themselves with the Foreigners Registration Regional Officer and were declared as Indian citizens by the Foreigner Tribunal. And all the citizens, Indian citizens, including their relatives who moved to Assam before March 24, 1971. These all people were treated as citizens of India. They are eligible to get registered in NRC. So what are the benefits of being registered in NRC? Usually citizens, I already explained earlier that a citizen will have rights, will enjoy the rights as well as the privileges. Privileges means like the benefits of government schemes, and if they are citizens, see, in Assam, people used to harass some based on this illegal migrant. So if people are, so many people were getting harassed because of this illegal migration and all. So once they get registered in NRC and once they are called citizens of India, they can protect themselves for this sort of harassment. And the other one is they will get the benefits of various government schemes, privileges. So privileges to become a citizen of India. Some rights they will enjoy. As I already said, Article 15, 16, 19, 29, 30, etc. are enjoyed only by the citizens of India. So, then why Assam people are protesting, as I said, against the Citizenship Amendment Bill as well as this NRC, how both are interlinked. The people, even though they are registered by NRC, and the people who are not registered by NRC, they will be treated as illegal migrants and they will be sent back to their country, Bangladesh or whatsoever country it may be. So if this Citizenship Amendment Bill is accepted, if it becomes an act, if it amends the bill, if it amends the Citizenship Act, under that bill, all the minorities of, religious minorities of Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan will become the citizens of India, and it will violate the Assam Accord, especially clause 6 will get violated. So because of this fear, Assam people are continuously protesting against this Citizenship Amendment Bill. Then what government is trying to do? To stop this or else to make Assam people free from their fear, government is trying to appoint some committees, a high level committee which will look into the implementation of clause 6 of Assam Accord. And then it is also that committee will also look into the issues related to the Bodo community of Assam and other communities also. This committee which was appointed by the government will look into the important things related to Assam, the development of Assam, economically, socially, financially, whatever. The development of Assam will be taken care by this. The committee is looking into that matter. And again, the reservations given for the Assam in the state government jobs, as well as languages, indigenous, to protect the indigenous languages of Assam, to protect the culture of Assam, to protect the heritage of Assam, all those issues will be looked into by these committees which the government is going to appoint, nominate. And then it also look into the issues of Bodo people. So government is trying to help the Assam people by overcoming their fear against this Citizenship Amendment Bill. But friends, as per the Assam Accord, if the people who came after March 24th, 1971 becomes citizens according to the Citizenship Amendment Bill, then definitely the Assam Accord is getting violated. So these are the things which are happening now. In everyday newspaper, we have to go through about this issue, and we should make note the process, the things which are happening every day. We have to make note all those things. We have to make a proper article about that. We have to make note of all the important points about this. So we can interlink this with the Citizenship and then Citizenship Act 1955, and then we can write proper answers for the examination. And as I said, what is the present status of the bill? So this Citizenship Amendment Bill was introduced or else was proposed in the Lok Sabha on July 19, 2016. July 19th, 2016, it was proposed in the Lok Sabha. And after that, it was passed by 16th Lok Sabha on 8th January 2019. It was passed by the 16th Lok Sabha on 8th January 2009. But the bill lapsed after the end of the period of 16th Lok Sabha. Now, with the new government is thinking to reintroduce the bill. That is the present status of the Citizenship Amendment Bill. So, as I said, Citizenship Act has been amended 8 times. So, let us see what will happen in future. So, friends, when you go through the newspaper, when you see this issue, definitely note the developments which were happening every day. What government steps, other steps government is trying to take. Everything make a note. Make a proper presentation. And if you make that notes properly in future, when you revise for your exam, it will be very easy to revise for your exam. So, prepare entire notes. Note down every day-to-day modifications, day-to-day changes, day-to-day developments of this issue. Then definitely we can achieve good marks in prelims, mains as well as in interview also. Thank you.